Just to check, we're, coming back here, right?
Oh, we must. If that research succeeds, we have to return to reintroduce male dinosaurs to these herds.
All right, my bags are packed, so let's go.
Well, you know, I've been to a tropical island harboring so-called groundbreaking research before, and I felt this same mix of sheer wonder and utter dread back then, too. I'm more, optimistic about what I'll find this time around, but still, if I may, a word of advice: build more places to hide than you think you need.
Hawaii!
This is not a vacation, Mr. Finch. We are here to support pioneering research on dinosaur breeding. And to that end, I'm pleased to introduce you all to Dr. Luis Baldera, a leading paleoecologist. Dr. Baldera, the room is yours.
Hey, good to meet you all. Truth be told, I wasn't expecting help so soon. Kira seemed pretty insistent that it has to be now, though, so I'm definitely gonna make the most of it.
Well, you know, we're all dying to see how this works out. Well, hopefully not literally dying.
Dr. Baldera has done quite well on his own, but many minds make light research. We'll need a control center so that we can hire scientists for the project.
We should hook that building up to the path network, too. Science by candlelight is great for atmosphere, but less great for productivity. Let's get a generator down and power that building.
Scientists have a variety of skills, but researching male synthesis will require experience in genetics. Please hire whomever you think can do the job.
Okay, first off, we're gonna need a science center. See, while parthenogenesis is a thing, that's reproduction without a mate, dinosaur breeding typically requires a pair. Male dinosaurs are uncommon in the wild, but we can create our own with a bit of clever research. That's where the science center comes in.
Attention all science personnel. Please report to the newly...
Dr. Baldera, do you truly believe that this breeding program will work?
I'm pretty sure it will. Dinosaurs breeding in the wild is rare, but I've observed common needs and behaviors. That's what we're building from. Next steps. Right. We need to gather some genetic material if we're going to actually synthesize a male. But finding an appropriate dig site will take a head for logistics that I definitely don't have. Let's hire some practical thinkers. Now let's research a dig site with plenty of Maiasaura fossils.
Wonderful. There's surely no better choice to pioneer this research than a species whose name means good mother lizard.
Well, sure. What better reason to bring a breathing, thinking being into a strange new world than a lovely, apt name?
We'll need an expedition center to act as a base of operations for the dig. Let's construct one immediately.
Expeditions and me go way back. They're a crucial part of any site like this one, after all. See, we send teams out to dig sites where they collect fossils. Then we crack those fossils open and scoop out the genome, which lets us create dinosaurs. That wasn't the most scientific explanation, but it gets the idea across, right?
A whole lot of Maiasaura fossils and eggs were found in Montana's Egg Mountain dig site. Sounds like a prime expedition spot to me.
Oh, hey, that's not far from the dusty patch of paradise we just came from. Small world.
Smaller still when the continents were smushed together.
Fantastic. Our expedition is underway. Let's hope they bring back some great fossils, huh? Keeping an eye on dinosaur welfare is a full-time job, and I don't want your attention stretched thin. That's when trouble starts. The ranger teams can handle it, but they'll need to be assigned to ranger posts to guide their patrols. Let's build some posts and get those rangers to work. Make sure the ranger posts cover any dinosaurs that you want your rangers to keep an eye on during their patrols. Looking good. Now just assign ranger teams to those posts and you're set.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our magnificent animals. Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort, we've increased the hotel capacity of the park. Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort, we've increased the hotel capacity of the park.
Power will be back soon. I'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort, we've increased the hotel capacity of the park. Ladies and gentlemen, our restroom is now open to use for whenever nature calls. Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort, we've increased the hotel capacity of the park.
Maiasaura are not the only animals that this client cares about. So, while we have some time, please ensure that the other dinosaurs here are comfortable.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort, we've increased the hotel capacity of the park. Ladies and gentlemen, our restroom is now open to use for whenever nature. Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort, we've increased the hotel capacity of the park. Please stand by for a vehicle return. Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort, we've increased the hotel capacity of the park.
No one's gonna want to visit these sites if they can't see the dinosaurs. Look, this isn't my area of expertise, but the math is simple enough. Impressive prehistoric animals plus well-placed viewing galleries equals more guests. Take those guests and subtract their spending money, and that equals a very happy Cabot Finch, huh? How's that for showing you working out? The point is, always make sure an enclosure has good dinosaur visibility if we're to make this a sustainable endeavor. A well-positioned viewing building is worth its weight in, well, concrete and reinforced glass. Hey, did our expedition team make it back all right? Did they, find anything good?
Use the Science Center to extract genetic information from the fossils they bring back. This is a task best done by scientists skilled in genetics.
And anything not rich in genetic information could still make us rich in petty cash. So don't be shy about selling things either.
Ooh, while we're laying the foundation of the project, let's build a hatchery too. Can't breed dinosaurs without hatching a few eggs, right?
Now that you can exert more control over embryonic hormones, it's time to synthesize your first male Maiasaura. Just think, generations of dinosaurs engineered to be female, and now we're purposefully unshackling them. Incredible.
If I may, I can only hope that all the consequences of this are being considered. I know they're not, of course, but, you know, I do love to hope.
We are considering every outcome in this research. Your concern is understandable, but unfounded.
Unfounded? Geez, what a thing to say. My concern has a rock-solid foundation of experience. You know, I've seen profits put before science. I've seen rapid progress, and the excitement around that eclipse any caution. So, not unfounded.
Yes, I misspoke. Your experience is evident, but we are not Biosyn, Doctor. We are not InGen. Try to see this work with fresh eyes, optimistic eyes.
Well, I'm very optimistic, so let's keep on going.
Okay, let's incubate those eggs. You gotta love the hatchery, right? Amazing building. Life literally develops inside it.
Oh, hello there, history. Repeating yourself, I see. Hey, tell me, did meddling in nature work out well the first time?
All right, ready when you are.
Dinosaur synthesis. It never gets any less magical, does it?
Those are some beautiful animals. And note how the male and female Maiasaura have different patterning, too.
Dimorphism in prehistoric animals. And given how rare males are in the wild, I suspect we still have so much to discover.
Yes, indeed. And this is just a start. So, let's get those Maiasaura comfortable. Okay, now we need to check our Maiasaura's breeding potential and compatibility.
Though I understand, you have ways of assessing their breeding capabilities, their fertility.
Oh, yes. There are chemical markers, but honestly, you can tell everything you need to just by observing the dinosaurs closely enough.
Interesting. Can you tell with humans, too?
I know you're in charge here, but do I actually have to answer that?
No. No, you do not.
Now, eventually you do plan to have breeding in your breeding program, right?
Yes, we do. But dinosaurs need an appropriate nest first. Replicating the natural conditions these animals need is what sets this research apart.
Aha! Artificially replicating nature. No doubt this will go completely according to plan, as it always does.
The conditions are right and the dinosaurs are happy. Now all we can do is wait.
Hey, hope I didn't miss the main attraction.
Oh, no, hello. Are you with the Ding Group?
Oh, no. Where are my manners? I'm Isaac Clement. Great to meet you. I do a lot of work with the entertainment sector, and they are very interested in this project of yours. Juveniles will meet huge crowds after all, so I have to see this for myself. But it's all good. I'll be patient.
Hey, patience. That's a refreshing thing to see. You know, if only those folks that preceded you had waited longer and planned more, maybe decided not to play with the genetic foundations of life with all the grace of a kid baking a cake for the first time. And by that I mean, you got to admire their ambition, but my God, the mess.
It worked. We got eggs. See, you take care of the dinosaurs and they do what comes naturally. I can't wait for what comes next.
This seems like a good chance to talk about contracts. They're jobs you can pick up on the side to build your reputation with the industry sectors. And bring in a little extra cash while you're at it. Here, let's get you started with one now.
Well, I'll be. Juvenile dinosaurs created the old-fashioned way. How far they've come. No longer man-made assets that test the limits of what science can or should do, but animals. Naturally bred animals. Wow, fascinating. So fascinating and possibly, cataclysmic. I'm wildly curious to find out.
My word, you actually did it. By recreating natural conditions, no less. This could be just the thing to give dinosaurs a foothold in challenging environments.
Wow. I feel like I'm staring at history in the making, and it is adorable. I think we all need to share the news, but I bet people are gonna want proof. Can we grab some pictures?
Full disclosure, I've already named them Cabot Jr., so make sure you get their best side. But, let's be honest, that's any side, right?
Generator getting refueled.
Assuming control. Assets in range.
What a photo! Oh, I'm printing out a copy of that one for my wallet. Oh, they grow up so fast.
Okay, we need to make sure that our guests have a good view of these little miracles, too.
Ah, yes, the three most important days in any life. The day you're born, the day you die, and the day the viewing gallery opens.
Uh-oh. The juvenile is unwell. That's the trouble with having an undeveloped immune system, I guess.
Good Lord, it's Cabot Jr. We've barely had any time together. You've got to do something, Doc.
It doesn't seem serious to my eyes, but it does need investigating. We'll need a paleomedical facility to do so. You can choose an MVU team and ride alongside them, or give them a task to diagnose whatever is ailing that juvenile. Let's find out what's wrong as soon as possible.
All right, well, we've done the scan. So, what's wrong with my prehistoric little ray of sunshine?
As I suspected, not a pleasant illness, but not untreatable either. Have your scientists research the cure, then use an MVU team to deliver that cure via DART.
Sounds like a plan. I just hope that Cabot Jr. is better with needles than I am. Okay, great. That's the research complete. Now, let's get that dinosaur cured. Assign an MVU team to a nearby ranger post, STAT. Patrolling MVU teams will automatically scan and diagnose minor issues. Major issues? Well, those will call for a trip to a paleomedical facility.
Okay, understood.
You've done it! Huh. You know, I was worried there for a second, but Cabot Jr. is completely cured. Needless to say, thank you. Really, thank you for taking care of them. Wait a second. You're kidding. Is that Bob? Oh, how I have missed that man.
We worked together for years, Finch. My name is George, but Lambert's fine. Dr. Dua told me about Den, and about the juveniles. She suggested the security sector should advise.
A perfect time for you to join us, Mr. Lambert. It seems that the situation at our Montana site has changed. The velociraptors are moving closer.
Oh, the carnivores have noticed the human buffet that we've graciously set up for them. What a surprise.
Yes, well, we need to return there immediately and handle the situation. Everyone, the velociraptors. What are they doing?
The inevitable, their biological imperative, you know, they're hunting.
High alert, people. Finch, it's time to prove that Den cares about security.
Right, well, the guests and me need somewhere to hide. Build an emergency shelter. Raptors can be a tricky target on the best of days, so I suggest letting the pros do their thing. Give the capture team the task to tranquilize those dinosaurs and put a stop to the rampage. Right. Those dinosaurs won't be waking up anytime soon, but we better have an enclosure ready for when they do. We do have a half-built enclosure on site that'll probably do the job, if you can, finish it up.
We should power those fences with a generator. If an animal tries to escape, it could hurt itself or even your guests. A light shock, however, will act as a gentle deterrent.
Yeah, listen, you can call me paranoid or, more accurately, justifiably nervous, but I'm telling you, those generators tend to run out of juice at the very worst of times.
Don't we all? But no, I don't want dinosaurs getting out either. Worth making sure that the generators are in range of a maintenance post so our maintenance team can keep an eye on them. When the enclosure is ready, give the order to transport those sleeping meat eaters into it. I'll leave it in your capable hands, okay? Take as long as you need, but not too long. Even sleeping carnivores make me nervous.
Heading to collect the asset. Asset requiring collection. Heading to pick up the asset. Collecting asset.
Good work. Now wait for the delivery to end and confirm they're all enclosed.
It's strange, isn't it? Alan and Ellie had a dig site near here in this scenic patch of Montana's Badlands. They were digging for fossilized dinosaurs, and now you're containing living, breathing, thinking dinosaurs a mere stone's throw away. Wow, it's really, it's poetic in a vague sort of sense, and deeply terrifying in a more specific sort of sense.
Assets in the air. Asset has been collected. Transporting asset. Asset transported. Confirming asset delivery. Transportation complete.
Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for any inconvenience experienced during our recent handling of anomalous events.
Asset delivery confirmed.
Make sure to close any shelters once you've dealt with the threat. After all, guests aren't likely to spend money while they're busy hunkering down. Although a bunker gift shop isn't a bad idea. Huh. Nice job dealing with those raptors. Vicious and intelligent carnivores don't tend to mix well with guests.
Vicious and intelligent they may be, but those velociraptors deserve as much support as any other dinosaur. A feeder that gives them an outlet for their hunting instinct would be particularly beneficial.
Better the goats than us, is what you mean to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our magnificent animals. Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our magnificent animals.
Patrol underway.
Now that they're enclosed, those raptors will actually be boosting the site's appeal. And more appeal means more guests, so it's good news in my book. Guests will actually need to be able to see the raptors to be impressed by them, but that's why we build viewing galleries, right? Huh? Dinosaur appeal is great, but dinosaur visibility is what will actually sell tickets. Improving visibility with attractions like the viewing gallery is an important step if we actually want to make a profit here. And you do want to make a profit, right?
I'd rather like to revisit our Corythosaurus. They needed males in the herd to thrive, and thanks to Dr. Baldera, that's exactly what we can provide them with. We just need enough genome to begin synthesis. We will need an expedition center to organize gathering the appropriate genetic material. Then, once we have processed the fossils in the Science Center, we can synthesize the males in a hatchery.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort, we've increased the hotel capacity of the park.
We are so close to providing those animals with what they need. Keep up your excellent work.
Incubation complete. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome the Maiasaura to the park. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Corythosaurus to the park.
You did it. They're happy. They're thriving. And it's all thanks to your hard work. Well done. With males in the herd, we are only a well-placed nest away from helping these animals start a new lineage. It's not an objective that I will set, but I will always support breeding dinosaurs wherever possible.
We've done a fantastic job taking care of the dinosaurs so far, and that's great. Really great. But maybe it's time we take as much care of our bottom line, eh? You see, our guests need caring for just as much as our animals. They need hotels to sleep in, restrooms to answer nature's call. A comfortable site draws in more guests, and I'm very much a people person. I'm especially a people with spending money person.
detected power outages across the site. Available personnel, please respond. Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort, we've increased the hotel capacity of the park. Ladies and gentlemen, our restroom is now open to use for whenever nature...
Looking good so far. FYI, we've got number crunchers behind the scenes collecting info on the site's appeal, how guests are feeling, and my favorite bit, our amenity sales. Take a look. Ooh, those amenity sales could be a lot less red. How sites like this one make money is pretty straightforward. See, if we have incredible animals on site and the guests can see them, then we'll sell plenty of entry tickets. And as long as we keep our guests comfortable and make sure they approve of what we're doing, we'll sell even more entry tickets. That's when we hit them with some excellent food, drinks, and shopping amenities to really bump up our income. As we seem to be lacking in the amenities department right now, we should really get that fixed. You know, I created Din to support dinosaurs and bring people joy. And there's nothing more joyful than good food, good drinks, and reasonably priced merchandise. Think of the site's profits as a measurement of joy. Building amenities near popular attractions will make profits go up, and needless to say, that's the direction that profits should be going in. You can kit out amenities however you like, but you're not shooting in the dark. Our data geniuses will show you in real time how different products or features will impact guest satisfaction, and how that equals more profit.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort, we've increased the hotel capacity of the park.
Request received. Heading on patrol. On it. En route.
You're not gonna believe what I found. Well, okay, my lawyers pointed it out to me, but same thing. We have more land than I thought. I trust it'll be put to good use. Wink, wink. More dinosaurs and more revenue. Wink, wink.
While this particular site is owned by Mr. Finch, I thought it best to still define some specific targets to work towards. Remember, satisfying these goals will define this site's overall park rating. Our park ratings prove that we can manage sites and make clients happy, which helps me expand DIN globally.
I cannot believe the momentum that DIN has suddenly gained. Kira, you've been talking to potential clients, right? Any, good news?
I'm close to securing a new site now. Follow my advice on increasing our reputation and park ratings, and our proposition will be irresistible.
The conservation sector have asked me to keep an eye on DIN long term, so consider me an official advisor. And on that topic, your reputation with the conservation sector would only improve if we had more naturally bred dinosaurs on site.
and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our magnificent animals. Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation personnel, stand by. Attention personnel. We have detected power outages across the site. Available personnel, please respond. Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort, we've increased the hotel capacity of the park. Attention personnel. We have detected power outages across the site. Available personnel, please respond. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome the Gallimimus to the park.
Taking patrol. Out on patrol. Patrol underway. Patrolling the area. Acknowledged. Adding task. Generator getting refueled. On the way for that repair job.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a LeoNLesSeVen to the park. Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation personnel.
Going up.
Asset reported. Understood. New objective incoming.
Processing asset. Acknowledging asset collection request. Transit has commenced. Asset requiring collection. Asset has been collected. Confirming asset delivery.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Asset transportation complete. monitor that asset. Sure, you can monitor the asset. Scheduling check. Acknowledging request. Let's see how it is. Acknowledging check request. Sure, we can monitor the asset.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome
route to repair. Copy that, I can fix it up. En route for repair. Task received.
Attention personnel. We have detected power outages across the site. Available personnel, please respond. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome the tourists to the park. Ladies and gentlemen, we are...
I have some rather incredible news. Dr. Baldera will be joining Din full-time. And with his breeding expertise and our brilliant park management skills, the sector representatives have offered their support as well. There is just one uncharacteristically quiet voice left. Dr. Malcolm?
I'm sure this is going to shock you, but I'm still skeptical. I mean, what you've done here is impressive, but, haven't we walked this path of good intentions before? At the same time, I'm nothing if not wildly curious, and if there's one thing that ambitious projects need, it's a voice of reason. So, here I am.
Well, sounds like everyone's pretty much on board. Din has hope, and I won't have to sleep in my nephew's basement. Fantastic! All right, don't keep me waiting. Where are we heading next?
Las Vegas. In Spanish, the Meadows. Huh. It brings to mind peaceful, rolling pastures and verdant land. But what we get are greedy opportunists rolling the dice on displaying prehistoric animals in sorely lacking enclosures. But then, aren't you also taking a gamble? Will you be able to get this site not just functional, but ethical? Roll up, place your bets, and good luck. If you believe in that sort of thing.
When you said we were going to Vegas, I was expecting glitz, glamour, maybe a night on the town, huh? But that'll teach me for being optimistic. What was this place again?
I believe that the original owner called it a prehistoric playland, or some such. The new owner, our client, wants us to take better care of these animals.
And I bet they're expecting some impressive profits given the Vegas-adjacent real estate. Oh, I have a good feeling about this.
To help out, I brought in a freelance crisis manager. She was a big name at Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, until they went under. Catastrophically. But I'm sure that had nothing to do with you, Lily. Nothing at all.
Thank you, Cabot. And hello, everyone. Now, our most pressing task is to get these animals recontained, which means repairing that aviary. Unless we want those high flyers to escape to the bright lights of the city, of course.
Understood. On the way for that repair job. En route to repair. Responding to repair request.
Remain calm and proceed to an evacuation exit.
Got some infrastructure damage.
objective incoming. New objective received.
Attention all science personnel. Please report to the newly opened Science Center. Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort, we've increased the...
Acknowledging asset collection request. Collecting asset. Asset collection request received. Asset to be collected. Transporting asset. Delivery has been completed. Assets in the air.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Pteranodon to the park.
Confirming asset delivery.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Pteranodon to the park.
Asset transported. Asset transportation complete. Off to patrol. Adding task. Acknowledged. No problem. Resuming patrol. Task received. Confirming task. patrol. Confirming task. Adding task. Acknowledged. Requesting.
And I should say, it's especially good to see you again, Kira.
You two know each other, huh?
Lily was a mentor for me. She gave me my first opportunities in paleocuration.
And you walked away from those opportunities with a copy of my contacts database in your pocket. She was a cunning young raptor even then.
Yes, well, I learned from the best. But, let's just focus on recontaining the escaped flying reptiles.
Looking good. But if this place is gonna hit the jackpot, we'll need these animals to be visible to our guests. And we should make it clear that the park's under new management with some stylish scenery, too.
Oh, yeah. What's a sideshow without the show, after all?
All those old structures that were on the site when we got here don't exactly shout high-end establishment. Remember, you can demolish anything you don't like or dress it up with some lovely scenery items. Do a good job and I might hire you to revitalize my porch.
And I should say, it's especially good to see you again, Kira.
You two know each other, huh?
Lily was a mentor for me. She gave me my first opportunities in paleocuration.
And you walked away from those opportunities with a copy of my contacts database in your pocket. She was a cunning young raptor even then.
Yes, well, I learned from the best. But let's just focus on recontaining the escaped flying reptiles.
All those old structures that were on the site when we got here don't exactly shout high-end establishment. Remember, you can demolish anything you don't like or dress it up with some lovely scenery items. Do a good job and I might hire you to revitalize my porch.
Restored across the site. Thank you for your patience and understanding.